Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the free lecture series on electrical engineering. Here now we are going to discuss the lecture number 3.9. It is called the MMF diagram of the armature reaction. It is called the magnetomotive force diagram or the flux diagram. It is the armature reaction. So that what we have learned in the previous classes that there are two kinds of the flux are there in DC machine. It's called the field flux and called the armature flux, and the interaction of the field flux and the armature flux will generate the resultant flux. So we having a field flux like this fashion, which is moving from north to south. It's having a maximum flux is covering this section, and at this point there is a zero flux passes from the coil, and we having another flux called the armature flux like this fashion, phi A and phi F. We have seen that there is a angle of 90 degree phi F, and which is perpendicular to the phi A. So there will be always an angle of 90 degree for the phi A and phi F. That means if the field flux is maximum, then it should be a minimum value, and if it is minimum, then it should be maximum value. That we have to understand. And we know that the flux density waveform for the field flux is going to be like this fashion. We have already seen in the previous classes like this fashion. It is like this. This is the flux density waveform for the field flux, or we can say that the VF. And this is called the maximum value. This is the maximum value of the field flux. If we are trying to draw the field flux, the flux for the armature, then it should be like this fashion, like this. It is basically a triangular way that is called the this. So if we are taking in this case at this point the phi A is 0, but at this point the phi F is basically maximum. Similarly, if you are taken at this point here, the phi F is 0, but the phi A is having the maximum point. That means the phi F and phi A are perpendicular to each other, and we can say that if one is maximum, then the another is going to be 0, and the another is maximum, then the one should be going to be a maximum quantity. So it is the inverse relation between the field flux and the phi flux. So we can say that under the influence of north there are cross conductors, under the influence of south there are dot conductors, and if I making a bisector of it and try to make it in a plain sheet of paper, then it going to be looks like this fashion. Under the influence of north there are cross conductors, and under the influence of south there are dot conductors are there, and we are just making a system like this. Here we are having the field flux, which is going to be like this fashion. It is maximum under the influence of north, and it is minimum at the pole tips. Similarly, it is maximum under the influence of south, and it is minimum at the pole at the brush estates like this. In addition to this, we are also having the interpoles windings, which is connected like this fashion. This is called the interpole winding, where the conductors are basically used for making a sparkless communication. And this is the flux density waveform for BF. That is called the flux density waveform for phi F. And if this is maximum, then this should be 0. So this is the flux density waveform for armature flux like this. This is waveform for phi. This is waveform for, this is basically for phi F. This is basically for phi. And the resultant waveform basically the phi F plus the phi A. So the resultant waveform is going to become like this fashion. If I try to make a resultant waveform, then the resultant waveform is going to be like this is the resultant phi R or BR, it is going to be like this question. This question. If I draw the resultant waveform in this, like this is called resultant. Just like this, just moving. So this is the resultant waveform and it is distorted. We know, we have seen that this is called the waveform for the flux density. It is zero at the interpole axis. There is no induced EMF, no flux will be there at the interpole axis. It is called interpolar axis. And similarly, the armature flux is maximum at the interpolar axis. And but the thing is that the resultant waveform which is going to be distorted like this, and we are having at the interpolar axis. This is interpolar axis. This is called the interpolar axis or the commutation axis where the current is to be reversed. There should be some induced EMF, there should be some magnetic flux will be there since to be changed in this armature flux. So it should be a problem that we are going have to be remove this. So this is the basically the waveform of the MMF diagram of the MMF diagram of the armature flux. Basically the resultant flux is going to be like this, which is distorted due to this armature flux and the field flux, and at the commutator axis or the interpolar axis there is some change in the flux density waveform like this. We have seen that there is a change in the flux density waveform having like this path. So it may generate say additional induced EMF which may be harmful for the computation. So we have to eliminate this by using the compensating winding or the interpoles of this fashion. In the books we have seen that this armature flux basically shown like this. This is basically of the interpolar axis. It is basically for the interpolar axis, so it can be already understood with the help of some books. So I think you will learn that the resultant flux density waveform is distorted. This is called the resultant flux density waveform BR, and it is distorted, and we want a zero flux density at the interpolar axis in order to make a sparkless computation. But due to armature reaction, we have seen that there is some flux density will be there at the interpolar axis, and as a result which may generate a spark commutation which may affect the commutation process. So we have to remove this by using the compensating windings or by using the ascending pole shoe that we are running. So this is the MMF diagram of the armature reaction.